Hello, welcome to Stephen Speak. Series 3. God. Series 3, episode 10, I think this is. Again, I'm recording this in advance because I'm going away on holiday and it's going to be mayhem when I get back. That's something to put in the intro of my intro of the episode. God, I don't know. Today's episode is going to be about winning the lottery, or what it would be like to be absolutely minted. I think it's most people's dream. Anyway, thanks for listening. Stay tuned. It amazes me how professional I am. Welcome to Stephen Speak the podcast. Unscripted prattle on everything and nothing. I tell you what, I tried to be better. And you know what? Sometimes I know exactly what I'm going to say, but it just takes a left turn. It takes an absolute left. Sometimes a 180. I don't even know what happens. To myself sometimes. Anyway, today's episode. Thank you for joining me, by the way. Today's episode is going to be about winning the lottery, and/or just being absolutely filthy rich. And what would that be like? And would it be any good? Would it be good? Because people ask that question, like, does money bring you happiness? And I think in its sense, in that basis, no, money doesn't bring happiness. Like on like the most minimum terms, like having loads of money does not change someone's like state of mind. However, to have loads of money, it does relieve a lot of probably daily stresses. Like for example, if I just won like 10 million quid right now, I could quit work. I would have no worries about any outgoing bills that I currently have, because as a millionaire, they would be pittance to what I would earn and have in the bank account. So in that sense, that, does money bring happiness? Initially, you would be friggin' overjoyed, and the stress relief would be, I don't have to go to work. I don't have to worry about that bill. I can pay my mortgage off, or I can go on holiday. You can go to the dream place that you've always wanted to go, and not have to save, not have to worry about it. You could instantly book it. You could upgrade yourself to things you would never have normally done. However, you still have to find a purpose, I think. So I think that's more the thing. Is, would money bring you happiness? Potentially, yes, but you still have to have some purpose in your life. Right, just end that episode there. I think I've solved it. There you go. We'll just be the quickest episode of Stephen Speak ever. I probably could end it there, actually, because that's pretty much the summation of what I'm getting at. But yeah, I think for me, I would have to be active in the sense of I might have to keep my brain active. But because I have so many things I'm into, I like podcasting, musical stuff, writing, and I love to travel. Like, I feel that would give me such a platform if I had that little bit of financial stability to launch all them things. And that's how I feel, genuinely. Maybe I'd become an absolute lazy arsehole and sit around all day and watch telly because I had ultimate funds. I don't know. I would hope not. I would hope that I would be like, you know what, you've always wanted to do X, Y, Z. Go and do it. It would inspire me, educate me, and that would open up more doors of creativity. And that's how my rose-tinted glasses would see it and do see it. So, but I've known people that have won money and it hasn't made them happy. And they won't go into it, but someone close to me did win some money, and I don't speak to them anymore, which saddens me. But initially it changed their life for the good, and then I genuinely don't know what happened, but everything seemed to go a little bit awry, and Um, they parted with him and his partner broke up, and yeah, it became a bit of a shit show, if I'm honest. So there's a lot of factors involved in that. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on in people's lives, more than just what the money does. But it brings things out of people, I think. So I would hope that I would, if I ever become wealthy. Sorry, my beard just tickled the microphone. That's like some ASMR stuff. It might just, I don't even know if that's picking it up. I can hear it in my mic, in my headphones. That's really creepy. Sorry. Um, I need a trim. I'm a bit like wild man of the forest right now. Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, there's a lot of factors going on. So when you win some money, it's like pure elation, but then it's also like you have unlimited opportunity with like well, not unlimited resources, but more resources than you've ever had in your life. So it's a bizarre thing to comprehend, I think. And I would hope that if I ever did win money, that me and Sarah would be fine, because I think we both kind of want the same things in life. Like both, I would think she would say she's not creative, but she is in her own way. And we both love to travel, so that would be definitely the first thing to do. I've always said if I came into some money, I would want it in my bank first before I did anything. You hear stories of people like going out and spending it, and then they don't actually have it, and then things go wrong, and they haven't. They think they've won something, and they haven't. Awful. Um, so I would want the money in my bank. I would want like definite confirmation I've won, but I would literally just go on a long holiday, go and see some stuff. But what I've always said is that I support the Philadelphia Eagles, and I watch the British Superbikes. So what I would definitely do. So this has now become, what would I do if I won the lottery, basically, or became rich? I would follow the Philadelphia Eagles round for a whole season. I don't know if that would be possible, but I would try, and I would pay someone to get me them tickets, and I would go and see a Super Bowl, whether or not the Eagles were there or not. Hopefully they would be. And I'd also do the same with British Superbikes. I would get like a camper van, and I would just follow them around like every single race venue, and camp out, and just be there for every single, just to say I did like a whole season of racing and a whole season of the NFL. Yeah, that's kind of the stuff I would do. And the experience, I feel like the experiences you do there would then push my creativity and push my thoughts and experience new things and new culture and all this stuff. And I would tour the country. I would tour my country. I would go around the UK. And the freedom that would give you, because you could just like jump in your car or your camper van, and you could just drive around and pick places on the map and just go and see them, and then just camp and just be free. The freedom is the thing that money gives you. It doesn't give you happiness, but that sounds pretty happy giving to me. That's not even a sentence, but you know what I mean. Yeah, and I would buy a nicer house than I like my house. I would buy a slightly bigger house. I wouldn't buy a bloody mansion. You see people like winning money and they get like a 40 bloody bedroom house, and you think, what are you doing? Firstly, that's a lot of rooms to manage. I struggle to bloody hoover this house and do the DIY on it and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I know if I had that money, I wouldn't work, but then I also would have money to pay someone to do it. So I would probably get like a 5-6 bedroom house. So then me and Sarah could both have our own little fun rooms. I would have a massive garage. That is the one thing I've always wanted, like a massive garage. I can have a collection of motorbikes. I can have a couple of classic cars. Always wanted my dream car, which is a Honda NSX. Shut up, haters. It's the best car ever. And I'd have a sensible car, and I'd have a big truck, custom truck. And I'd have this probably not as big as like Jay Leno's, because that place is insane. But I'd have like a big massive garage with a workshop area, but it would also be like a loft area as well, so it was like an apartment kind of thing. So I could stay in there if I wanted, and it'd be like my man cave, away from the main house, and like a band practice room and stuff on it. Like it'd be like a small warehouse. This place away from the house. if the funds were good, I'd have a secret way to get there. I don't know if anyone's watched Colin Furr's videos. He's a UK guy, and he's literally built a tunnel from his house to his shed and into his garage, and it's insane. I'd probably just pay him to come out and be like, right, just make this for me, dude. Like, just go and do it. I always want a secret passageway. So, like, any house I would buy or renovate, or whatever, would have to have some sort of secret passageway. But they're the sort of things, like, I wouldn't go mental. I mean, some people might say that sounds like you go mental, but in the grand scheme of things, to have like a 5-6 bedroom house with a very large garage, I think it's quite, normal. I don't know. And it'd probably be in Northern Ireland because my heart is in Ireland. My mum's from there, and we've always said we'd love to move there. So it would more than likely be over there. Oh my god! Sorry, I've just done the biggest yawn. Sorry for the silence. I'm surprised you didn't hear me. Oh, that was ridiculous. It's the heat. It's the heat. I'm recording this when Britain's having this weird temperature rise, but it's humid as hell. It's like, it's got to be like 90% of humidity. It's silly. Yeah, but having said that, and I know that the money would be amazing, and all the stuff it could bring you, and financial security, and knowing that, you'd never have to want for anything again. But on the flip side of that, I have a reasonably good job. And the biggest burden around my neck is my mortgage. So if someone even give me £200,000, I could live mortgage free and just pay bills. And with the wage I've got, I would have quite a good disposable income. So it's kind of like, would I want to work for a living and just have like no mortgage and then have really, really good disposable income to do what I want with when I do have spare time? Or would I want the millions of pounds so I could stop work? Because I like what I do. And let's face it, it's going to be the millions of pounds, isn't it? Because then it would give me financial freedom to do what I wanted to do rather than to work for the man. Sorry, I'm faffing while I'm talking. I'm fidgeting and I keep knocking things over. This episode is fantastic. So thank you if you're still listening, well done. Well done. Yeah, but it's a subject that comes back, I think, people talk about a lot. It's a very social thing to talk about winning money. Because money is something that, like, connects everyone. So, like, I've had this conversation many, many times with people I've worked with, and you get onto the subject of money, winning the lottery, etc. And my perception of what I would buy if I won the lottery is literally exactly the same as it was like 20 years ago. I'm kind of a man of, like, little requirements, really. Like, as long as I've got got my certain things around me, I'd be quite happy. I'd be quite happy. But again, the whole thing of like, of being, coming into like £200,000 or £250,000 or even £100,000 would be life changing for most people. And I think that's why it kind of bugs me a little bit when you hear things in the news about like how much footballers are on, and then there was something, I don't like to get political or stuff, but there was a thing in the paper about how much one of the female footballers is being paid in comparison to the males, and saying that they should be on what the males are on. And I was like, no. I thought to myself, no. I said, yeah, probably should be more as a professional player, and blah blah blah. But the disparity is in how much the men get paid. It's the men's salary is far, far, far too much. That's why it makes yours look so little. You're on like £70,000+ a year. That's quite a good wage for a professional person. Like, is that a good wage for a professional sports person? Maybe not. But a lot of professional sports personalities are on far too much money. When you hear football players get made £300,000 a week, that's more money than I would make in like, what? I don't even know. Years and years and years and years and years and years and years. Like, probably like a decade it would take me to earn that much, and it wouldn't even be fully into my account because it would have everything taken out of that through my bills. So I would probably see 10% of that over a decade. Like the the that's mind blowing. Like when you kind of think of that, when you think that person's getting paid like £250,000 a week, like £1 million a month. Like, and fair enough, I know they pay a super high tax on it, so even if they only see half of it or 40% of it, like they're still seeing £400,000 a month going into their account, and that is insane. That amount for me would give me and my wife really good financial security, and they are on that every month. And I know their careers are shorter, and like most people work for like depressingly so for like 50 years before they retire, and like sports personalities maybe get a career half that if they're lucky. So they've got to have like maybe double the wage. But if you think the average like really really good say like the average really good salary for someone in the UK would be like £50,000, then surely they should be on £100,000 or £150,000 a year. Do they need to be on £400,000 a month? I don't know. Anyway, I digress. That's like a pet peeve of mine about that, and I'm not. I'm not gonna get into like a slag match about how much footballers are on, because at the end of the day, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, I can't even imagine £1 million in my account, if I'm honest with you. Like £1 million in my account, or a one with 6 zeros after it, is because if you think about it, like if you went out and bought, I don't know. So say you went out and bought, I don't even know, what could you go and buy. So say you had £1 million put in your account now. Like what would I want to buy? So can I get my calculator up on my phone? So £1,000,000. So I would want a motorbike. So the motorbike I would like is £15,000. Okay, so say I buy a house at £200,000. Say 250, because they're a bit dear around. I live in Cheshire, so they're a bit dearer. What else would I want after that? Maybe a car. Buy a car. So 30 grand for a car. Modest family car. Say pay some loans off. I've not really got any loans, but say I had 30 grand in loans. I don't, but say I did. Some people do, don't they? Like car finance and stuff like that, or whatever. What else? So they're the big things, aren't they? Like transport, and that's paying everything off in one go. Like I'd have £675,000 left. I'm like, that's insane, and that's 1 million. And I know, like, you know, you spent a chunk of that money, but you've only spent like 325,000, and you've bought a house and you've got transport, and yeah, it's sick. It sickens me, to be honest. It sickens me. It started off as a positive episode, and I've just got really annoyed about it. Who invented money? Because I say this quite a lot, and I hate talking about money, and I hate like bringing money up, because I just think it is kind of like the root of all evil in some sense. You know, money can bring you such freedom, as I've said, but it's also something that can really drag you down a hole, I think. And I've been very lucky in my life that I've always, don't get me wrong, worked really hard, but I've always had like a reasonably well paid job, because I keep my nose clean and I work hard, and I want to be good at what I do. And I feel very lucky that I've been brought up with that kind of like ethos, like of working for my pay. But it does. I don't like talking about money. I don't like talking about what I'm on and how much I earn, and money is a terrible thing. Yeah. Oh. Anyway, the dream is still there. I'm saying it's a bad thing, but like, please don't turn down giving me 20 million quid, because nice. This is another, to follow up last week's episode. This is another weird one. So please stay with me. Again, thank you so much for listening. That went off on a bit of a sidetrack as well. So yeah, but what would you do if you won the lottery? That's a question. What would you buy? Would you want to win the lottery? You know, some people say they couldn't cope with that amount of money coming to them. So what would you do? And where would you go? Hit me up on social media, at Stephen Speak PC, and let me know. Thank you for listening. As always, subscribe, support me. Really appreciate any support you give me. And just feedback is always super helpful as well. So just drop me a comment. Really means the world to me. And I'll speak to you soon. You've been listening to Stephen Speak the podcast. Thanks for listening to my unscripted prattle on everything and nothing. Visit stephenspeak.com for updates, information, and my blog. You can follow more updates on social media at StephenSpeakPC. Thanks very much, and I'll speak to you soon.